Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gutes episode 6, I think. I've decided that we are actually going to attack Attaco on the field. It seems fitting because he is essentially the last standing army of the Ebdanians. I know there are the Stone Crows across the way, led by Abelis, or whatever his name is. But this really seems to be the strongest army they have at the moment. And it just seems honorable to meet them face to face. So we're going to... we won't bother checking out the battlefield, but we will check out the battlefield, of course, when we fight the battle. Unless, of course, you and I both keep our eyes closed, which would be a weird sort of pact to make. Little unbeknownst to you, it's actually a suicide pact. So once you close your eyes, I'm going to stuff a cyanide pill into your mouth. And even weirder yet, I will not have a pill for myself, but I will take half the pill by French kissing you to death. Which is incredibly incredibly weird. How dark could we make that? I don't know. Anyway, let's just fight the fucking battle. Good God. Alright, folks. Pretty standard battle here. We, again, have a massive missile advantage, so we're going to basically just let these guys do the heavy lifting for as long as possible. Although, having said that, our enemy actually has catapult, so they have an artillery advantage, meaning that we have to get our cavalry moving incredibly quickly. I just worry that their skirmishers will wipe out my cav. Now this is a infantry formation I'm experimenting with, rather. It's a bit of a chevron formation, but it's tiered so that I can open up spots in my line and allow my axemen to charge through, because as far as I'm aware, these axemen actually have a decent charge bonus. They actually have a higher charge bonus than my cavalry, so it's incredibly effective to use them as basically cavalry. Cavalry on foot. I forgot to mention this, but the last battle we fought against the rebels last episode, one of my axe units actually got 300 kills, 300 infantry kills. That's crazy. That's more kills than most of our other units combined, and they're incredibly effective. I actually really like the axe units that the old Vikings get. Now these skirmishers are actually closer and quicker than I anticipated. We'll have to counter them with our own skirmishers, I guess, because they nearly shredded my units. Now all of our missiles can probably just chill for a second. And we are still really close to those skirmishers. They're real quick, but now we can actually charge them because they've split away from the main force. Now they're running because they're little whiny assholes, which means we can then skirmish against... What the hell is this? Good God, look at this. Attaco's unit of Celtic... It's just Celtic warlords, singular, so I guess all 149 of these guys are technically considered warlords. Or they're Huskarls or something, I have no idea. But they've just... More importantly, they've scattered to the 9 winds. The 13 winds. It looks to me as if it's almost like 600 winds. Good God, can we charge them out of existence? There's no formation to speak of here. I don't... Oh shit, they have hounds. Oops. Somehow I neglected the hounds. Okay, let's get our missiles to focus fire on their skirmishers. Attaco, yeah, getting charged by our cavalry is somehow resistant to the spears. Look at this, though. This is actually pretty nice. I actually really like it when the battles in Total War become completely scattered like that. It sort of rings more true to me than the orderly blobs we usually see. Now, Attaco is actually able to counter my cav quite... Well, he did lose 30 men, actually, so maybe not as well as I thought. But the point of the... Oh, good God. We are being charged by berserkers which we'll have to countercharge with. So now is the time to open those holes in the line. We'll get our missiles just to fuck right off the field. Why the hell not? And then we can get our axes around the flanks and pen them in with the spears. Look at that. Hopefully this works as well as I envision it. We need to... Okay. This is actually going to work quite well. Now we just come all the way around. Do something like this. Yes! Yes, Moneypenny. Oh god, these hounds are just ruining my skirmishers, unfortunately. But now's the time to deal with Attaco and those catapults. And... Oh god. Did you see... Oh shit. Our spearmen are apparently made of papier-mâché. Looks like Ragnarr himself is going to have to reinforce here, but we now have the hammer blow coming down. We are unfortunately still getting peppered by those skirmishers. I didn't realize they were still in the fight, but let's get the spears in. Why the hell not? Turn your backs to the archers, boys. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? We just melted this unit of skirmishers with our very own. Here comes the Cav, charging Attaco, charging the Onager, and just entirely destroying both, it looks to me. That is the case. Our own Axemen apparently receiving a lot of damage. Mostly because of the skirmishers, I think. Of course, we're still in skirmish mode ourselves, aren't we? Which means we can't... Oh god, how intelligent. Okay, we lost a huge amount of spearmen there. That's just fine. Our missiles, however, unable to... What the fuck? These Celtic berserkers have, in fact, gone berserk. Oddly fitting, it seems. You know, we took a disgusting amount of casualties this battle because I've just been shooting the shit about the 900 wins that Attaco has been fucking torn asunder to. Scattered to would be the correct terminology. We're going to run down Attaco, speaking of the asshole himself, and now here come the missiles. Holy shit. Run for your lives, boys. Run to the hills. What a good fucking song that is. Okay, well, we have basically won the battle. The Ebdanians under Attaco... Oh shit, speaking of Attaco, that asshole, he's reformed. Because apparently he is the bravest of all the Ebdanians. He, in fact, refuses to run to the hills because he is some sort of trooper. The trooper, as it were. He's not a jack, nor a queen, nor a king. He is, in fact, the ace, and as we know, aces is high. Ace is high, as they say. Okay, well, that's about it. Let's just end this battle. Fuck me. Adios, Attaco, you son of a bitch. Look at this. We actually have thrown Attaco's body into the oceans. Scattered again to the 6,739,842 winds. Those Celtic berserkers turned out to be quite the nut to crack. But we have done it, actually. And Ragnarr has gained a rank for it. He's actually rank 4 now, the son of a bitch. He's fighting time and time again, but his wife still giving him that cold shoulder. Oof, it's a tough one. It's a rough one, I tell you. Do we want the map or the Fustus? Morale for ranged infantry units. We don't actually have much issues with morale for ranged infantry units. Weirdly enough, call me crazy, but that's not really a priority at the moment. I would, however, like to raise my authority, alternatively my cunning. That will give us some bonuses. Slight bonuses. Also, having judge is good for the integrity, though our integrity is great because we're just winning battle after battle. So let's just go again into infantry commander and maybe put a point into Raven. So now we have a slight upkeep reduction as well as melee defense and like. Let's, luckily, the island of Ireland is completely clear, save for our army. So that means we can probably disband all of our levy units. Why not? Probably... these guys are actually quite cheap as well. We can get rid of the hurlers and the skirmishers. The cavalry, though, I think... we could probably get rid of the cav as well. I mean, it's going to save us 360 coins per turn to disband them. And as long as they are not at... oh shit, I completely forgot about the public order aspect of this whole scenario. Well, that is not ideal, let's be honest. Military crackdown. 8. Oops. I think actually public order will level off once we garrison the city again. So I think we'll hold off on any other disbanding until we actually get within the old town there. Have we scouted with Vikingr? We have. Okay, we have time for a few more turns here, so we may as well get going. Oh shit. Ivar, our beautiful son, not at all adulterous son, has ranked up because he is now the governor of essentially the whole of Ireland, weirdly enough. We can probably give him the enslaved debtor, I suppose. Not that that's going to make a huge amount of difference. We want him to get a bit of raven... a bit of cunning, actually, under his belt. And that will allow him to become a better governor. Now, Wulfgar, of course, is just naturally a better governor than Ivar. But he is also a slimy cretin who... an arrogant slimy cretin as well. I am awesome. No, really, you don't understand. I think I intimately understand, Wulfgar, why you would think that. You have 3 bastard children of your own. Somehow you seduced even your own mother. I do understand, but I'm sure that's what he says to all of the women in the bars. I'm pretty sure Ragnarr is just gonna have to cool it for now. We could try to kill him again. I think Ragnarr is still broiling with rage. And it's not pretty. It's not easy to live with. But we will live with it for another turn. Here we go. For some reason, Vikingr is just having a huge amount of trouble becoming a companion again. I think we ought to decree it because our control is quite low. There we are. Okay, we'll garrison Eblana. Check the public order. We're at +10. I think we can get rid of the old thrall skirmishers for now. That's boosting our revenues ever so slightly. Let's do the hurlers. And that's probably fine. We'll pay for the cav. Why the hell not? When the time comes, we are able to recruit, I think it's 5 units.
We need good fighters.
Okay, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with this system wherein we recruit troops when we need them instead of having a standing army. Now, religious difference has yet to drop, unfortunately. 2 turns until we build that dock. Also unfortunate, our lack of trade partners to utilize said dork. Okay, that's just fine though, because we will receive passive commerce bonuses anyway. It's not like we need active trade partners to really utilize it. Okay, we can talk to the Angles. We can talk to the Sergeant Angles. And somehow they also do not have a port. The Danes, of all people, do not have a port. Very bizarre. I miss the medieval 2 days, to be honest, where every coastal province had a port of some kind. Coastal region, I suppose. And essentially, that's it for this turn already. It looks to me like Abelos isn't actively recruiting any additional troops. Though he is replenishing, so a capture of Saguntium, not likely, although their Cateran Brigade have taken casualties. Why is that? Do the Ebdanians have some agents I'm not aware of. It's entirely too difficult for me to say. I literally cannot say why that is. But we do have some gold now, and we are able to build something, anything. I imagine we can probably do with the Sacred Grove for now, and actually no, it makes far more sense to build the town, to upgrade the town as opposed to the Sacred Grove. Upgrading the town allows us to recruit additional units. Some spearmen would be great because my levy are absolute trash. It also increases my income ever so slightly by 50. Public order and growth, both road development and the like. Also a larger garrison, I'm sure. Okay, we will upgrade the village for 3,200 gold coins, which we can definitely swing with our revenues. Vikingr has arrived in the south of Denmark. We'll get him to go around the plateau, check out the homeland, and possibly trade with whoever is willing, essentially. As for further conquest into the Isle of Britannia, I think we'll just sit tight for maybe a year. And then we can march out to Eildon. Really, nothing is holding us back now, aside from my desire to gain some gold and strengthen our home province. I also want to see if the Ebdanians make a move on Saguntium. That will influence my decisions. I also want to figure out what's going on diplomatically on the continent. If we could instead intervene in some other wars, take out a single province faction as opposed to trying to take on all of the British Isles at once. Although, having said that, the Caledonians and the Picts are yet to form any alliances, so I can easily crush them in a few turns, if I so choose. But anyway, let's take a look at what's happening next turn. Something I didn't necessarily consider is that the Ebdanians are not going to attack Saguntium, but rather bide their time until Ebdanians is not well defended. Although we are upgrading the town, which will give us quite a few more units to defend, just in case they try to get fresh. They only have about half a stack, but I'm just thinking if I were to march on to the Picts or the Caledonians and I leave Ebdanians undefended, they possibly... what have I done? They could possibly attack us while we're gone. The Jutes, it seems, have a port, and for some reason, perhaps it's because of the familiarity, they are somewhat obliged to trade with us. Let's give them a small payment in the form of 300 gold coins. They don't want it. They do not want that. Let's try this again with perhaps maybe 600. Why not? Actually, no, let's make it 750. So it would be roughly 7 to 8 turns until they pay us back. Okay, they really do not want to trade. Fuck these guys. Fuck those assholes. I'm never going to talk to them again. I'm going to come over. I'm going to burn their... Okay, well, I can see that, actually. The Angles, led by Wilherd, perhaps, has marched on Alibu, the capital of the Jutish kingdom. And it seems to me that he's going to capture it and basically subjugate the old Jutes there. So it seems to me that it was pretty prudent that they don't sign any trade deals at this particular time. Like, you know, in 2 years we may not be here to trade. So it seems like a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. But speaking of a waste of time, these turns, dick all is happening. Absolutely nothing. We are slowly gaining public order, but it seems to me we are stuck at negative 20 public order, despite the fact we have a positive... Am I imagining this? I'm pretty sure we had a negative 20 when the rebels attacked a couple turns ago. I don't know. Let's test this out. Okay, no. In fact, our public order is rising. Somehow I was misinformed, but holy shit, we are now getting an additional like 900 income from trade. That is wunderbar. The people, though, still not happy. Not at all. Yes, the vast majority of our income is from commerce, and I think what we ought to do is get good old Vikingr just to check out what's going on the Swedish coast. I don't think there's anything going on in Gotland, but I don't know, we're not really going to be trading too much with these guys, I can't imagine. We've now met... Is this the Danes? It is. Let's see, Geats. Possibly another cousin of the Gutes. Let's talk to them as well, just to see if they are... Okay, apparently they're already at war with the Danes as well. They are moderately interested in trade. Let's sweeten the pot here. Let's go, I don't know, 500. Offer... Whoop, no. That's not not at all what we want to do. I certainly hope I wasn't demanding payment earlier. That would be awkward. No. Holy shit, I didn't even look at Gottrek, but he's definitely he looks like he should be the lead singer in like a screamo band. A Swedish screamo band. And the band's name is Geats Teats or something. I don't know. Oh god. Oh, let's talk to the Danes now. Perhaps they would like to trade. No, not at all. I just have to say, Danir. This guy is a Dane, and his name is quite literally Dan. Danir. Amazing. Or perhaps it's even pronounced Danir. Oh, it's like Vikingr and Ragnarr all over again. Okay. We're not going to trade with this guy, but let's see if he would be interested in us kicking the shit out of the Geats. He would be incredibly interested. How about the Geats? Would they be incredibly interested in us kicking the shit out of the old Danes? Join war against Danes. They would be incredibly interested as well. How about the Jutes? Would they like it if we did like a reversed Anglo-Saxon invasion? Very good. They would enjoy that as well. So potentially what we could do, if the Angles are beaten back somehow, is sail over and capture Alibu and conquer all of Scandinavia. Oh man, that would be incredibly weird. We would have migrated from the island of Gotland to settle in Ireland to then sail back and conquer the Danish peninsula. That would, I don't know, that would be incredibly weird. Although it seems to me that the lords over here are so petty as to, instead of unifying in purpose, they're sort of fractured, and we can definitely get in there and utilize that. However, I'm beginning to feel as if in the spring of 399 we're going to have to start building an army to march on Eildon, or actually, more importantly, to Essos. We can invade from the north and conquer them there. I think what we want to do is get Vikingr to now sail back. Are we actually taking... We are losing integrity. Very interesting. We'll sail back and give him a few ships, and he can escort our armies to and fro. I think we'll have to recruit an additional general just to garrison the city while we're gone, because I imagine the Ebdanians are lusting after their homeland, reminiscing on the times when their people lived peacefully in Eblana for millennia before we arrived. But anyway, everyone, I think we'll end it here. Basically did nothing this episode. I apologize. However, I hope you enjoyed it regardless. And if you did, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment. And as always, my name is Incoherence, and I will see you all later.